Before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it. Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dark Gaming Channel. My name's AJ Yells. How y'all doing? We're starting something new today. This is... Give me a second. I've been practicing this. I want to try and get this right. This is the police. There we go. I really hope that comes across. 'Cause if not, that's going to sound really weird. I'm going to turn this music down. That's really fucking loud. I dig the music, though. I will go 50 for the music. If anything else is too high, tell me. I have just become obsessed recently with somebody playing. This is the Police 2. And I hate just jumping into a sequel. So I picked up both on Steam on a bundle. This is a PC game. Takes place. I can't remember the exact time period that this takes place in. But we play as the chief of police. We're sending people out into, cops out into situation, street crimes and all this. It's kind of like a I'm trying to think the best way to describe what this game is. It's kind of like a unit management kind of game, because we're managing like this police station, but at the same time we're solving crimes. We're there's tactical missions that are sort of XCOM style. You'll see it. I mean, you've already seen the art style to this game. Really neat, has really drawn my eye. Also, another fun part is we're also kind of corrupt in this one, so it's not just like a flat-out police game. We need more. I want more games that we play, kind of like do stuff like this, like street crime with the police, like LA Noire. Like, I love this kind of shit. Anything else before we get into this? I do want to give you guys a warning. There is, from what I have heard from people, that this game does cover a lot of intense things. I mean, there's talks of, because I mean this game does not pull punches. I mean, it's, you're dealing with rapes, you're dealing with murders and all this stuff, along with the fact that there's also racism in this game and other more sensitive topics. So I warn anybody up front who's worried about that stuff, or, again, let's enjoy the game, but again, I just want to give that. I want to give those who that stuff might want to make you turn away, I want to give you the option to know up front, instead of having that dropped on you. So, new game, let's go. Okay, so Mayor Rogers, sex maniac, Mark War II to be shown in Freeburg the day we're in the town of Freeburg, by the way. City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation. That's also our main character. We are Jack Boyd. I actually think the most interesting thing about this game is its art style.
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher.
I also really like Boyd's voice. I know the actor, I just cannot place. I always can do this. Like, I know the voice, I just can't put my finger on it. Yeah, I like this moving comic book style.
Answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. And I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them. I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
All right, good morning. Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did you come as a surprise? Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about this in advance? All right, so we kind of get I've been expecting this bullshit from the mayor. What's the difference? The mayor discussed it with me. Surprise. You know what? I'm kind of a gruff individual. Well, do I want to be political? This is what I'm thinking. But you know what? I'll be a little nice. I'm not gonna. Yeah. I thought I'd be working as a policeman for another 5 to 10 years. I just want to serve the city. I was very surprised, of course. Do you already know the name of your successor? I have no clue. Of course not, and I don't think the mayor's office knows who it is either. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy, Francis Kendrick, said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy, Francis Kendrick, said he was looking forward to resigning. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I was reading that wrong in my head. Yeah, perhaps. I don't know the guy. Sounds possible if he thinks the new office would help him serve the city a little longer. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about that? Bullshit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have this information. I've never worked with the mafia, but I can't speak for every man and woman in the department. I can't follow all my employees around the clock. Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? That's possible. And it's often difficult to say what guides policy decisions. Thank you.
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick. As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark.
Ah, there's no
Mayor
face.
Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon. "180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me. I have a new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man.
I'll do my best.
And quit smoking at the office. One of my friends will be using it soon.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy.
Wonderful. Oh, I love it. I'm sorry if that laugh came through too loud. So that's fucking funny to me. Head of the cultural department owns a villa in Italy. Civil servants' wages won't be raised this year. Jack Boyd, Mayor Rogers, is a professional. I love this art style. I don't know. Like certain times, minimalist styles get me.
Cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts, the subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Alright. Would I like to receive? I'm a 60-year-old police chief, few months away from retirement. I don't need... yeah, show me what you got, because I'm entirely new to this. Freeburg PD organizes upcoming work assignments and shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. Okay. All officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency level of your policeman. A figure around 150 is considered average. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those whose professionalism is considerably higher than average are a safe bet, even in a pinch. An individual's level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of their career. Energy shows how tired the policemen are. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work, and the policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error on the job. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each working day and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason. They can think to take the day off, while others like to drink too much. You can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behavior of your employees. Okay, so we're running with, I guess, Shift B this time. Let's price 5 professionalism. Can I get like a... Nope, I can't get a... Okay, I can't get, like, I can't zoom in and look at anybody's anything. I like it. What's with the chevron there? All right, let's start the day. All right. Alright, responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. You'll need to send your officers to the crime scene before the timer expires. A mark on the map shows where the call came from. The farther away the destination is from the police station, the longer it will take for your officers to travel back and forth. So the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for upcoming work. Okay. The easiest way to determine how difficult the task might be is to check how many units you are allowed to send on this call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least 1 officer. Okay. The number of slots is not the only thing to consider. Any available information from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapons and so on. All this can tell you how seriously each case should be taken. A mission might look simple at first until it turns into a brutal meat grinder, or a serious call can come in which turns out to be a false alarm. Okay, so there's a hit and run. A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot back over a homeless man, Jesus, who'd been digging through the trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he'd hit a bum, he got back in the van and drove quickly away. Okay, well, this sounds pretty important. Let's send Tsubaki and Asano. Proceed. I don't know 100% what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of sending them and seeing what we do. Kind of seeing what happens. All right. A theater manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. Okay. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater's security guard. All right. That's... I'm just gonna keep sending 2 officers until I really get like a real vibe of how this game is supposed to kind of go down and work. I have a basic concept, but those concepts are from This Is the Police 2. Right. hit them all. Outcomes. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminals and nobody dies. But the truth is, sometimes the criminal manages to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops or civilians. Dead cops will hurt your roster, and dead citizens bother the mayor even more than the living ones. Alright, we got the guy. And they get additions to professionalism. Alright, sweet. Report for the fight. The offender escaped, officers unharmed, a civilian was killed. Oh, that sucks. Okay. So I'm just trying to get all the systems and everything here. Alright, so we have an armed robbery at the suburb. 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with a whole collection of adult movies. The criminals fled in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Okay, I will say I do kind of like this game's sense of humor. It's pretty funny. Well, let's send our most experienced cops. Oh, jeez, man, they're just coming in left, right, center. Brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of their lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and our security guard is off duty tonight. Well, again, we'll send who we have. Feel bad for whoever gets this lady. Okay, so Prudy and Austin are available again.
412A in progress.
And we have an assault. A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician. Then run away with his guitar and his money. Okay, well. Oh, we can send 3 officers this time? Sweet. Hopefully hopefully this will go well.
Got a situation here.
Okay, direct orders. Alright, when your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you how to handle a situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on this stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. Alright, the vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Sneak in the house through an open window. Turn on the siren loudspeaker, then shout, the house is surrounded. Let's try and sneak in. Offender was caught. Plus professionalism. Alright, man. Kick ass. Well done, guys.
311A complete.
I have another report. Offender caught. Officers were unharmed. Well done, ladies. Everyone return back to base, the station, whatever. Or on the assault. God, you guys, officers were unharmed at least. All right. Well, I don't think we've been doing done too bad so far. I'm guessing the day's coming to an end. We can end the day. Does it just like end at a certain point, or no? Okay, yeah, it just ends at a certain point. Alright, if you think you'll need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come in and work overtime. But if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. Okay. So who's on shift A? Jeez. Guy with 400. 160, 150. Roy with 5. Okay. Okay, so we can we... How do we shift them? Okay, so I can click on them in order to work tomorrow. Okay. Well, I don't really see a need to, so let's just end the day.
Used to be, when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old
Jeez.
men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
All right, day 3. Francis Kendrick announces retirement date. Legendary singer Gennaro Crespo comes to Freeburg. Construction of Cinema Museum postponed again. And off to work. All right. When the police officer is too tired to be effective, he will ask for a day off. Sometimes officers will request days off even when they're at full strength. Some of the reasons you'll hear are far-fetched, while some are very serious. Don't overindulge your subordinates, but don't antagonize them either. Remember that everybody's got secrets, and you've got to make sure that these guys have your back. Okay. Today, my daughter is opening an art exhibit at an elite gallery in a nearby city. Can I have the day? Yeah, but come tomorrow. Some friends of mine asked me to help out at their animal shelter. They're badly short-staffed. Can I have the day off? No, I need you to stay here on this one. In addition to their performance ratings, police officers also possess rank. Employees begin at the lowest rank and can be elevated in rank with 1, 2, or 3 stripes. Once a week, you can pass out stripes and improve the rank of any employee. If you think that no one is worthy of the honor some week, you can postpone the ceremony until later. Insignias won't go out until your people are ready. Employees of rank not only increase in professionalism, but also learn to command. Whenever a ranking officer is on the scene, his or her colleagues are more likely to perform better than usual. Sometimes when cops get rank, they start thinking more seriously about their service. This can mean less drinking and more time spent on the job. Some of them might even turn out to be dependable. Okay, so we actually have to kind of think about who we want to deliver this stuff to. Okay. Well, I don't know any of these guys just yet, so we'll hold off on that. Freiburg isn't one of those cities where you listen to what they say or nothing at all. You can always select any song from your collection and play it at any time, just like in real life. Well, the life of your grandfather. It's funny. What's it sound like? I kind of dig it. Yeah. I'm into it. Let's learn how to hire and fire cops. Oh, click on something. Affairs, so we only have one, the police station. Labor market. You have a certain number of paid job openings for which you can hire any available applicant. Job slots are separate between officers and detectives. Okay, so we can hire for Shift A or Shift B. We're Shift A right now, and I think we have one fewer detectives than the other shift, so hire for Shift A. What now? Oh, back to personnel. All right. Want to free up a slot. Time to fire somebody.
I'll take tangerine. Now that we've met, I'll get sweet ginger green.
Get out of here. If you have legal grounds for the termination, no one will ask any questions. You might need to fire them anyway. Legality be damned, but that could land you in additional proceedings, and your staff will become more worried about keeping their jobs than they are about actually doing their jobs. Another way to free up the slot is have a police officer killed, but that's not really a valid option, right?
Now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's a dancing queen.
Okay, so we can fire legally because of age. Okay, well, how do I... Okay, didn't I bring that guy? Didn't I try and hire him to the shift?
211 in progress.
Okay. Vandalism. We received a frightening call from a local cathedral this morning. The abbot discovered that somebody entered the old cemetery during the night. The old yard's tombstones are painted with satanic symbols, and some have been broken into pieces. It seems there are even marks from a shovel, but the abbot would say no more. Okay. I mean, this doesn't sound super big. Sounds like just normal kind of like vandalism. So I kind of pair him with Birch here. Oh, we have Birch and Birch Jr. I didn't catch that. That's cool. Oh, so we actually have 2 slots for hiring cops. Oh, and this also pauses too. Awesome. Okay.
Now she can shimmy like
Does
Sister.
that put him...
She's just a dancing queen. Fit for a king.
Did that put him in this grouping? I think I also have space for one more guy. Well, let's hire Jerry Gardner. Okay, they must come in after the day's over, I guess. I really hope this isn't licensed music, because I will actually cry a little bit. Actually, I think this stuff is licensed. Oh, oops.
In progress.
Businessman Harley Jones, looking out his window, saw 2 teenagers scratching offensive slangs on his new car. Oh, okay. This doesn't seem like super big. I'm gonna send these guys. They should be able to handle this. You know, the more and more I get into this, I'm not sure if tactical missions are in this game. They're like the XCOM stuff that I was talking about at the very beginning. I know it's in this is the Police 2, but I'm not sure if it's in this one. Now that I, jeez, okay. Apparently they couldn't stop simple vandalism.
1210 in progress.
A waitress named Mila reports that she just served a chicken Eddie and a Diet Coke to a dangerous criminal who she'd seen on television just this morning. The culprit is sitting at the window eating a burger. Okay. Well, let's send our best officers then. And God, you guys suck. I'm trying to dial in what the best group, you know, like best groupings to send out are, or the best who's best to handle certain situations. Suspicious individual. The waitress had mistaken the retired Officer Frank Nero for a fugitive in question. Well, that was. Let's see here. Mr. Boyd, my bouncer stuffed himself with Mexican food again, and now he can't get off the can. Meantime, the line outside the club is stretching around the block. We need someone outside who can tell the cool guys from the punks. Alright. Let's send Grant, I guess. I'm not sure what those kind of calls are. I think maybe those affect our money? Because, I mean, as we've seen for the cutscene, our goal in this is to make $500,000.
1111B in progress.
Okay, drug sales. Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena. An anonymous call just came in. A clown carrying balloons at the skating rink is selling crack to teenagers. Oh, well, that's pretty serious. Send him and Samadhi. I think that's how that's pronounced. So yeah, I'm not. Suicide threat. Fleet Street. A naked man carrying a canister of gasoline is threatened to set himself on fire unless his favorite chewing gum becomes popular. I kind of like the comedy. Again, that sounds kind of serious. Let's send the most professional guys we have. Labor market. Wait, we had somebody. Oh, so we basically we lost an officer. Put him on Shift A, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of making this up as I go. Oh, okay. Sorry, Chief, but I quit in one night. I pulled in more cash than I earned in a month working at this dump. Mr. Sorkin said he wouldn't mind taking me on. I guess I just wasn't cut out to be a cop. Oh, okay, so we lost the officer. Thanks for your help, Mr. Boyd. And we made so we made some money. Okay, so I was right. Those kind of like green ones are like what's the word? They're for money. As police arrive, a clown is making balloon animals for the kids. Carefully watch the clown from the stands. Cover up in a raincoat and play. Round up any witnesses. Carefully watch. We got him. Officers unharmed. Great job, guys. Great job.
411 complete.
Suicide threat. Great job, you two. Great job on that one. And it looks like that's the end of the day. Alright, so let's call it a day. Enemies using feminists to destroy Freiburg. Robespierre to reveal his identity when the time is right. Feminist organization denied official registration.
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop. jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch, and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate, and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene, or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared. The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me. The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact. The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriends.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's
Oh,
not
shoot!
get back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for you.
Calling him out.
And my patience is running thin. Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
I kind of... You gotta feel bad for Jack. See here, Price, city officials want to demolish my house because of some bureaucratic error. If I don't resolve the problem today, my family is going to have to find another place to live. Can I have the day off? Sure. Alright, so we have stripes to give out to Shift B. Is there anybody who's really deserves it? I mean, yeah, the shift kind of screwed up yesterday. So let's just start the day. I'm not gonna play songs because I'd rather not get slapped with copyrights. Even though they kind of play lightly in the background, I'd still rather, you know.
12 in progress.
Oh, man, right off the bat. Destruction of property. A member of the city's cleaning crew saw an elderly man approaching some expensive cars in the parking lot carrying a long iron rod. The whole street could hear him shouting, "Bastards! Thieves! Bloodsuckers!" Okay, it's an old man, so we shouldn't need too much. So I'll go with them. If someone commits a serious crime and flees the scene, the chase goes to your detectives. Okay, so we have a homicide. Ooh. Okay. Let's see here. They investigate the crime scene, interview witnesses, and gather whatever information seems pertinent. One of your detectives will be lead investigator on the case. You can assign additional detectives to any case who will work under the lead investigator as subordinates. The more professional the lead investigator, the more effective the team. Okay. So do we send everyone? Okay, I'll send everyone, I guess. Proceed. Police station with shift. Okay, so I think the guys that I hired, yeah, have shown up. Okay. Okay, that's how I can switch shifts. All right. Sorry, I'm kind of figuring this out. Like I said, figuring it out as I go. Okay, so you hire them here, and then they come in the next day. Oh, all right. That's kind of what I was thinking it was. Can we fire this lady? Because yeah, she's got like 5 failed 3 assignments in a row. Didn't come to work. Came to work drunk. Yeah, fire. It's like if I take a look at his info, okay, so we can see successful assignments, failed assignments. All right. Political views is an option, so we can choose to fire. All right. Okay, this is actually kind of interesting. Okay, this is what I mean. Even if there isn't like the tactical options in this game, I think I kind of like this management idea. Again, I want more games like this. Geez, I don't like who's on the labor market right now, so honestly, I'm gonna go with one cop short because I don't like my options. Racist gang has recently made some trouble in the city. They're capturing black townspeople and beating them to death. Jesus. They recently sent a message to the local radio station promising to kill all black doctors, firemen, and police. We don't need any more dead police, especially not mere months before the election. The racists are gaining more and more followers, and even some of our citizens support them. You'll have to fire all your black employees over the next 2 days due to mounting racial tensions. Jeez. Seriously? So I legit have to go in and fire this lady. Oh, so we actually kind of have to, like, find a reason to get them fired. Is that how that works? So is that like, okay, so that's from City Hall. So from City Hall, excuse me. So I'm required to do, oh wow, that kind of blows. So I also have to fire my detectives? But I also, okay, all right. So from what I'm thinking is if that's actually like an order, I have to find a reason to fire them. So I kind of have to like set them up to fail to fire. That's kind of interesting.
113B in progress.
Okay, we have carjacking going on. A gas station surveillance camera recorded a car that's on the stolen vehicles list. And again, that's if I am reading this correctly. Okay, homicide investigation has started. Detectives have interviewed witnesses, collecting evidence from the scene, and are pursuing the investigation. Expect results. Alright, so here's the sequence of events. Here's all our clues. Alright, so we have a homicide. Black activist Ronnie Moore was found shot outside his home. Okay, so he looks like he's hanging out. A bunch of stuff happens. He dies. Alright, Mr. Graham. They drove by in a sedan and they shot like a machine gun. I didn't see much. I only heard a few muffled shots. He got what he deserved. He's been causing trouble for a long time, and recently there's been lots of cursing and carrying on. I don't remember the car in the neighborhood was quiet. I never heard any shots, and the police these days don't do anything. I almost died myself. I went to buy some medicine and was nearly hit by some idiot's car. Alright, so we know a car is involved. That's about it. Offender was caught. Alright, nice work. I might give these two stripes at the end of the day because I think they've been pretty consistent.
1210 in progress. Looks like we have a situation.
The driver is nowhere to be seen. Wait a safe distance. Wait for the guy to appear. And they escaped. And an officer is dead. Oh, both of the officers died. Oh, shoot. Alright, suspicious individual. Corey Ramsey, mother of several children, has expressed her concerns about a suspicious man wearing bifocals seated on a bench beside a playground. He's been watching the children for over an hour and has taken several photographs of them. That's really creepy. Yeah, we're gonna take care of that. Okay, so now we have... we have 2 people to hire, but the labor market right now, this kind of sucks. Not much I can do. Well, and also I don't have to set her up, I guess, to fire her, because she kind of died. Offender was caught. Officers unharmed. Alright, not bad. Mr. Boyd, I'm opening Freeburg's first martial arts club, and for my first exhibition, I want to hold a sparring match where one of my students takes on your toughest cop. After this fight, I'll teach your man a few tricks, something that will help him out on the streets. Okay. We'll hold off on that for a second. Okay, let's send our officer with the highest professionalism and watch as they don't come back. Reporting the homicide. A detective died. What the hell? Your detectives present frames, different versions of what might happen at the crime scene. Jeez. Okay. Again, I don't have to fire him, I guess. I'd rather fire him than he die, because that's kind of fucked up. Okay. Head to affairs, police station. Alright, the labor market of detectives was actually better. Let's... Boris Ackers, hire for shift... This shift B, right? Let's hire for him for shift B, so he'll come on to replace Armstrong.
311A in progress.
Bartender reports that a couple dancers started fighting over tips and a catfight broke out right on stage against Tsubaki and Asano. They should be able to handle this. Well, we'll also send Yancey. I think that's just in case. I'm going to take a look at this. So they haven't found, so details. Detectives. Alright. Oh, so I can also assign the detectives from Shift A onto this. Oh, wait, what did I just do? A bartender reported that a fight has broken out between a patron and the bar's bouncer. The man, apparently drunk, had climbed onto stage while a local singer was performing a and tried to sing a duet with her. I don't have any officers available. Yeah, I can't do anything. I don't have the officers.
311A complete.
Report on the fight. The offenders escaped. Not much. Again, I couldn't do anything about it. Chief, God damn it, Chief, I just about nailed the Jap a couple times. Jesus. But he was too fast for me and won on points. I don't really understand all the rules, so I can't keep track of points very well, but he was alright. Even showed me a few tricks after the match. I got carried away a little bit and pulled my back. Think I can take a day off. Alright, so that's fine. The day's almost over. Heavens. Alrighty then. On stage are 2 strippers going at it, and it... Just let that go. And it's gone beyond arguing on to a full-on catfight. The bouncer is fast asleep, clearly too wasted to handle the situation. The drunken patrons are happily watching the fight. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, we can... Lights, listen, girls, cut the crap out. Yeah, yeah. The strippers continue to fight, oblivious of the police presence. Watch strippers go out and don't interfere. Ask the bartender a bucket of cold water, throw it on the combatants. Let's try and separate them. Let's see what happens. Offenders caught. Officers unharmed. Well done, everybody. Right? Well, that day didn't go so well. We had 3 officers die. Jeez. No, I don't want her to work tomorrow. Okay, end the day. I'm trying to find, like, good places to stop. Okay. Officer Blaine explains, I thought she was a suicide bomber. Mayor Rogers. City has no problems with racists. Retired police officer Thomas Blaine shoots pregnant woman. Jesus!
Why would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. About 30 years ago, back when I was young and interested in farming, I carried all kinds of junk home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots and clothes, and instantly transform the living room. But even back then, there's something I always kept in the barn. I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every day that someone comes to visit your barn. In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. We drank at bars, went fishing, went to the mountains, even chased off some poachers one time. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football over here. And now he's brought his friends to visit my barn. I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old barn, especially guests with their own personal bodyguards. But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These guys will wait outside.
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans people, Jack.
Yeah. So now you're appearing in public with members of the Mafia?
Jack, I'm leaving tonight. More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and making a run for it. Probably won't be seeing each other again. I've got new documents, a new name, a new life, everything new.
The papers say you're still working your last week for the department.
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your Mafia friends about your plans.
Jackie, if I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me. My family, my relatives, God, Jack, I don't know who else. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our contract today.
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now? Maybe you should call in the lawyers to straighten all this out.
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. They need an inside line at police headquarters. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the Mafia works. If I can't find someone I can trust tonight, I'm dead. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to pieces before sunrise.
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my place would have dressed him down good. But I didn't want to pile it on. Fate's already got this guy's soul in the grinder.
Oh, okay. So, man, I kind of want to help him. Because I kind of feel bad for him. Screw it.
Give him my phone number and tell him it's done. Don't call me. Don't come to work today. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Time for you to go.
Jack.
Get the fuck out of my nice cozy barn, Frank. At the time, I was trying not to think about what just happened. It was almost too much to take in. I'm probably the most popular police chief in the history of the city, and I have to admit, I've thought about that more than once, sometimes with a little pride even. In one of the features they wrote about me in the papers, they said it pretty plain. He catches the criminals. Believe me, high praise like that is unheard of in Freeburg, especially for a cop. And here I am, the person who catches criminals, and I've agreed to help the mafia, or I'll come home to a bag stuffed with my kids' body parts. Right before the last hammer falls. Hey, remember that cop who caught criminals? It turns out he was a mafia bitch. And all for the sake of a greedy, corrupt cop who should have fled the country years ago. That sound right to you?
Yeah, I'm just too nice for my own good. All right, we'll finish out this day, then we'll call it quits. Going on for about an hour. Okay, I'm suffering an extremely severe anxiety attack and can't concentrate on anything. Yeah, it's probably best that my grandfather has epilepsy, and recently the seizures have gotten worse. They happen more often, and they all end in tears. The doctors say he needs a special new drug that I can only get out of town. I'm the only one in the family who drives. Can I go and get these drugs today? Yes, but come tomorrow. All right, we can give out stripes. I'm trying to think who's done a good job on our side. I don't really know anyone who's really done a great job. Can I? Yeah, I can't click on them to get a better idea of who's doing who's doing a good job or anything. So, or is it just good, or is it a good idea to just start giving them to increase their? I need to think about that. No matter your personal relationships with the city's administration, your police station is at their mercy. In order to maintain responsible working conditions, you have to send appropriate requests to the mayor. Alright. Decisions from City Hall depend on whether they're satisfied with your work. You can send requests every 5 days. The fools in charge of the city may refuse outright or accept only some of your requests, so ask for what you really need. Alright. So a job slot, increase your daily wage to your weekly salary. Yeah. You know, let's ask for jobs, whatever. Okay.
210 in progress.
Alright, every morning there's a dirty, piss-soaked bum sleeping at the cafe. The man refuses to go away and growls at anyone who approaches him, scaring all new customers. Okay, this seems fairly simple. Send Robbins and Birch. Let's check the labor market. 100 professional. Jeez. Not having any luck with the job market. Yeah, but Shift B really needs people. Yeah, so I guess I can't be picky. Wait. Yeah, okay, today's Shift A, sorry. Shift B. There we go. So we're still low on personnel, but we got people. Investigations, no open investigation. Archive. Reopen the case. Okay. So I understand how this works. So let's send Beasley. Let's put everybody on it because that's really our only touch of diagnosis. A witness looked on from her window while an armed man with a stocking on his head entered a nearby liquor store. Stovall, and we'll send Gardner along with him because that's interesting. Witness looked on from her window while an armed. Yeah, I'll send my two highest professionalism cops at the moment. Salary. Here's your week's salary. We got $1,000, and tomorrow's the deadline. Okay, so either I have to out and out fire them, or Okay, so a hot dog vendor reports he saw two Elvis impersonators grappling right there on the sidewalk. They're sweating in Spanish and beating each other with microphone stands. All right, we'll send who we got. That's freaking funny.
210 complete.
And disorderly conduct. The officer escaped, but they come out of it unharmed. So affairs, police station. So I cannot fire him. Okay. Okay, I can see where this can get kind of complicated. It's kind of like a puzzle, and it's in a weird way. The shop has two exits from which a few people have already fled. Sneak up the back door, enter the store through the main entrance, drive the patrol car right through the front window. Let's sneak up to the back door. The stick-up man noticed the police presence and took the cashier hostage. He's holding his gun to the hostage's head, shouting, "Back off or I'll blow his goddamn face off." Meanwhile, the cashier is yelling in an unknown language. You in the mask, shut your face, drop the weapon, silently take aim at the robber. Yeah, silently take aim. The robber grows visibly nervous. "Don't shoot, please. I just need the money. I'll just take a little bit and go. No one was hurt." The cashier begins to cry. "I'll let you leave here upright, but only if you release the hostage. There's two ways out of the shop, and cuffs are in a body bag." Yeah. He already seems scared. Officer caught. Officer's unharmed. Good job, boys. Good job. Okay, Jack, this year the organizers of the Golden Beast Hunt suddenly changed the rules of the annual shooting contest. It now features teams instead of single competitors. Can you send me two of your finest marksmen? I'd really love to do well in this competition. I suppose we can. See, this is where I kind of sit here and go, I kind of wish that they had, like, individual stats so I could tell, like, what they're good at. Because, again, I'm kind of comparing this to what I've seen of This Is the Police 2. So I kind of wish they had, like, in that game, they had individual stats of, like, strength, speed, stealth, intelligence, yada, yada, yada. So I can kind of gauge who's good at what. And this one, it's just, I kind of have to make blind guesses. Unless I'm missing something. Let's see here. City Hall. It's a hot one today. At least people, and a lot of people going out for a swim. Last week, 4 people drowned on the beaches of Freiburg. Please, and the press was in an uproar. Please send somebody to keep an eye on things. Oh, crap. Well, I didn't have anybody free.
311A complete.
Right, an antique Chinese necklace was stolen from Bao Liang. She was on the way to the pawn shop, so I can't do anything about that investigation. The report for the fight. The officer escapes. Officers are unharmed. Can we fire? I want to fire Birch Jr. This guy sucks. Crime in progress at the gallery. Exhibition entitled Sex Operation. A gang of young people in ski masks forced their way in and began smashing the exhibit, shouting, "We don't need this shit in our city." Okay. Well, we kind of have to hold off until we get, Jeez. Because we can't fire Stovall, but we need... Oh, God, I don't feel right doing this, man. I don't feel right sending him solo, but I really don't have another option. Okay, can I pull him? Okay, so I can pull people from... Okay, so I can pull him off of that. Alright, so that's not like a final decision, so I can... Alright, that's cool. Alright. We did it, Boyd. We won. The Ernest really knows a lot about shooting, even taught us a thing or two. He invited us hunting to celebrate the victory, so we'll be taking the day off. We deserve it. Fine. Destruction of property. The offender escaped. Officer was unharmed. Okay. Report to the homicide. Detective Beasley, we've got 3 new frames. Let's open the investigation. Okay, so... Drives up. Pop, pop, pop. They drove by in a sedan and they shot like a machine gun. I didn't see much. I only heard a few muffled shots. Blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the car, and the neighborhood was quiet. I never heard any gunshots. Police these days don't say anything. I almost that myself. Okay, so... yeah, I don't see what this has to do with anything. So I think we're still missing a scene here. But so multiple people are telling us they heard muffled shots. So the gun with the silencer makes sense. Okay.
211 in progress.
Vandalism. Guard went out for a smoke and saw a teenager writing obscenities on the wall of the building. I chased the brat up a tree. You can take it from here. Gardner should be able to handle that one solo. Can I fire Birch? Or Birch Jr., whatever his stupid name is. Okay, so if he fails one more assignment, I can fire him. Alright, the investigation started. Mrs. Liang, me and my husband got into a difficult financial situation, and I was going to pawn an antique necklace, which has been in my family for many centuries. As I was carrying the necklace to the pawn shop, someone ripped the bag from my shoulder and disappeared. I didn't have time to do anything, not even cry out. The offender was on a motorcycle, drove down the road, grabbed the bag, and then escaped. I tried to race after him, but I didn't even have time to see if it was a man or a woman. I couldn't see his face, but he was dressed in a jacket like those old bikers who hang around the street corners. It was definitely not a local biker. They are bald and have beards, but this guy looked Asian, probably Japanese or Chinese. I didn't see a weapon in his hands. I just saw him grab the bag and ride off. Okay, so we have a person on a motorcycle. We don't necessarily... we are kind of told biker, but also told, but it also might not be a biker. We're not entirely sure, as far as I can tell. So... boom. And report on the vandalism. Officer was caught. Officer unharmed. Well done, Gardner. Well done. And we end the day. Looks like tomorrow is going to be a long day. More like the first of a lot of long days. There's just too much going on. Okay, so... I need a new detective. Oh, okay. No, I thought I needed a new detective. No, I don't. Shift A... Alright, so that's a checkpoint. Can I pause? There we go. Okay. Alright, guys. Well, we're going to call this one here. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links, all that stuff can be found down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. And until then, my name's AJ Gels. This is the I'm Third Gaming Channel. I'm out.